Every single morning, you stand in front of the mirror and perform a ritual of trust that might be eroding your skin's future. You reach for that familiar tube, dabbing it over the delicate terrain of your under eyes and the thinning skin around your mouth, never once suspecting that your loyalty is being betrayed. This isn't just about makeup. It's about a silent, daily accumulation of stress on a skin barrier that is already struggling to keep up. By ignoring the shifting needs of your maturing complexion and clinging to legacy formulas designed for a younger version of you, you are accelerating the very issues you're trying to hide. Continuing as usual is no longer an option. It's a mistake that could be permanently altering your skin's health. Number 1. Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. You've seen this sponge tip applicator in every drugstore aisle for years, and you've likely been told it's the holy grail for aging eyes. But the reality, hiding inside that tube, is deeply unsettling. Every time you twist that applicator and swipe it across the thinnest skin on your entire body, you are saturating your under eye area with a formula that hasn't evolved to meet the heightened vulnerability of your 40-plus skin. This product is marketed specifically to you, promising to erase the signs of time. Yet for many women, it delivers the exact opposite, a cycle of hidden irritation and a compromised barrier. As you age, your skin's ability to repair itself slows down significantly, and the way you absorb topically applied products changes. What was once a harmless staple in your 30s becomes a source of constant, low-grade stress for your skin in your 50s. The presence of PEG compounds, synthetic fragrances, and specific preservative systems like phenoxyethanol in a product meant for daily repetitive use is a red flag that can no longer be ignored. You aren't just applying this once. You are likely reapplying it, layering it, and letting it sit against your skin for 12 hours a day, 365 days a year. The stinging or tightness you've started to feel isn't just a sign of getting older. It's your skin screaming that it can no longer tolerate the outdated design of this formula. While younger skin might bounce back from these harsh stabilizers, your skin barrier is thinner and more permeable now. The very product that claims to be your Age Rewind solution is often the one stripping your moisture and leaving your under eyes more parchment-like than before you applied it. You deserve better than a product that relies on decades-old chemistry while you face modern-day hormonal shifts and environmental stressors. Number 2. L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. There is a pressurized sense of urgency you feel when you see your reflection midday and notice your concealer has turned into a cracked, heavy mask, and the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer is often the primary culprit behind this betrayal. This formula is built on the promise of full wear and infallible durability. But for the woman navigating perimenopause or menopause, those words are a warning sign, not a benefit. To achieve that level of coverage and grip, the formula relies on a heavy load of film-forming polymers and aggressive solvents that act like a vacuum on your skin's natural oils. You apply it in the morning, hoping for a flawless finish. But by noon, your skin feels suffocated and parched. This isn't your fault. It's the result of a product designed for maximum impact at the expense of skin health. As your estrogen levels fluctuate, your skin loses its ability to retain moisture, making it far more reactive to the synthetic fragrances and heavy silicones found in high-coverage, long-wear formulas like this one. When you reapply this over a dry patch, you aren't just covering up. You are trapping a moisture imbalance against your skin, forcing it to work twice as hard just to maintain its basic functions. The sensory experience of this concealer, the heaviness, the way it pulls at your skin as you blend it, the eventual creasing that highlights every fine line, is a direct result of neglectful design. The brand hasn't considered how their stay-all-day technology interacts with skin that is naturally becoming more delicate and slower to heal. While it may provide high performance for a 20-minute photo shoot, for your daily life, it represents a standard of cosmetic engineering that has left you behind. Number 3. Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. The allure of a premium brand can be blinding, leading you to believe that a higher price tag equates to a gentler, more sophisticated formulation. The Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer has been a status product for years, but just because it's a luxury item doesn't mean it's protective of your changing skin. In fact, its reliance on synthetic fragrances and certain PEG-based emulsifiers should be a point of serious concern for anyone whose skin has become more reactive over time. You trust this brand because of its reputation, but that trust is often misplaced when you look at the cumulative exposure you're inviting into your routine. This is a product many women use every single day, often in multiple areas of the face, from the corners of the nose to the sensitive skin around the lips. As you move into the postmenopausal phase of life, your skin's tolerance for incidental irritants, like synthetic scent and complex preservative systems, drops precipitously. The Radiant Creamy Concealer might look beautiful for the first hour, but the long-term impact of these ingredients on a thin skin barrier is a different story. Advocacy groups have raised questions about the safety profiles of some of these components when used in products that are applied frequently and left on for extended periods. It is unsettling to realize that the radiance you're paying for might be masking a formula that is quietly stressing your skin's natural defenses. For some, the immediate reaction might be minimal, but the concern here is the long-term repeated application on skin that no longer has the robust repair mechanisms of youth. You aren't just buying a concealer, you are buying into a system of ingredients that may be working against your skin's long-term vitality. Number 4. Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. We have to talk about the product that redefined the concealer market, but has since become a significant source of frustration for mature skin users, Tarte Shape Tape. There was a time when this was the undisputed queen of concealers, but if you find that it now feels harsh, drying, and incredibly heavy on your skin, you aren't imagining things. This formula is exceptionally matte and dense, packed with drying alcohols and fragrances that are designed to provide a photoshopped finish. However, for skin that is experiencing a reduction in sebum production and a loss of elasticity, this formula acts like a desert on the face. It sucks the remaining life out of your skin, leaving you with a finish that emphasizes every texture and pore you were trying to hide. The promise of Shape Tape is total camouflage, but the reality for the woman over 40 is a product that feels like it's pulling on your skin throughout the day. That dry pull is a sign that the formula is far too aggressive for your current needs. It's a classic example of a product where the formula hasn't evolved to accommodate its most loyal demographic. As your skin becomes more prone to dehydration, using a concealer with this much alcohol and fragrance is an invitation for chronic dryness and irritation. You shouldn't have to prep your skin with 3 different oils just to make a concealer wearable. The concealer itself should be doing no harm. While some may still find it tolerable for short periods, the daily use of such a rigid, drying formula on aging skin is a recipe for a weakened skin barrier and persistent discomfort. Number 5. ELF 16HR Camo Concealer. The appeal of a budget-friendly alternative is undeniable, but when it comes to the ELF 16HR Camo Concealer, the low price point may come with a hidden cost to your skin's comfort and health. Budget formulas often rely on harsher, less refined stabilizers and dense pigments to achieve high performance at a low cost. For the mature user, this often translates to a product that is difficult to blend, sits heavily on the skin, and causes significant irritation in the sensitive eye area. You might think you're being savvy by saving money, but if you're applying a product that leaves your skin feeling tight, stinging, or perpetually angry, you are paying a much higher price in the long run. This concealer is designed to stay put for 16 hours, using film formers that create a plastic-like layer over your skin. While this might be fine for a younger person with plenty of natural oil to buffer the contact, for someone whose skin is thinning, this layer can be incredibly suffocating. The irritation complaints surrounding this product for mature users are not a coincidence. They are a direct result of a formula that prioritizes grip and coverage over the physiological needs of the user. Your skin needs to breathe, and it needs to be supported, not trapped under a layer of dense, budget pigments that were never optimized for the delicate nature of aging tissue. The bargain you think you're getting today could result in a more sensitized, reactive complexion that takes months to soothe. Number 6. MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. MAC Pro Longwear Concealer was originally designed for the high-intensity environment of professional stage makeup, where lights are hot and the makeup needs to remain immovable for hours. However, when you bring that professional-grade technology into your daily life and apply it to your aging under eyes, you are inviting a level of chemical stress that your skin simply isn't equipped to handle anymore. Professional doesn't mean protective, and in this case, it often means the opposite. The solvents and occlusive polymers required to make a product pro longwear are incredibly taxing on the skin's moisture barrier. You might feel like you need this level of heavy-duty coverage to hide dark circles or age spots. But the trade-off is a formula that is often far too occlusive and laden with fragrances and preservatives that can trigger late-onset sensitivities. As you age, you might find that you are suddenly allergic to things that never bothered you before. This is often due to the cumulative exposure of using high-intensity, long-wear products like this one. The skin around your eyes and mouth is exceptionally porous, and applying a stage-ready formula daily is an aggressive act that can lead to chronic redness and a loss of skin resilience. This product hasn't changed its core philosophy to match the reality of its aging customer base, and using it out of habit is a risk that is no longer worth taking. Number 7. Concealers with heavy fragrance. Category warning. This isn't just about one brand. It's about a dangerous industry standard that treats your face like a scented candle. Any concealer that hits you with a blast of floral or clean scent the moment you open the tube is a product you should view with extreme suspicion. Fragrance is one of the leading causes of skin sensitization and allergic contact dermatitis, and these issues often manifest later in life as your immune system and skin barrier change. You may have used scented products for decades with no problem, but that doesn't mean you are safe now. Sensitization is a cumulative process. It builds up over time until one day your skin simply stops tolerating it. When you apply a heavily fragranced concealer to your under eyes, you are putting those volatile scent compounds in direct contact with some of the most sensitive tissue on your body. The worked for years until it didn't phenomenon is a heartbreaking reality for many women who find themselves suddenly unable to wear any makeup at all because they spent years overexposing their skin to unnecessary fragrances. These scents serve no purpose for your skin's health. They are purely there for marketing and user experience. But there is nothing luxurious about a product that triggers inflammation, redness, or a burning sensation. If you can smell your concealer, it's a sign that the brand is prioritizing your nose over the health of your skin barrier, and it's time to walk away. The alternatives designed for skin that has changed Ilia True Skin Serum. Concealer transitioning away from the high-stress formulas of the past doesn't mean you have to sacrifice the look of a polished, even complexion. The Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer represents a fundamental shift in how makeup is formulated for people who care about the long-term health of their skin. Instead of relying on harsh film formers and heavy fragrances, this product is built around a skincare-forward philosophy that treats your skin while it covers. It feels like a relief from the moment you apply it, offering a lightweight, serum-like texture that moves with your face instead of sitting on top of it like a mask. For the woman dealing with the dryness of menopause, this is a much-needed breath of fresh air. The beauty of this alternative is its simplicity and its focus on being better tolerated by reactive or thinning skin. It minimizes the use of the controversial additives found in the toxic list, focusing instead on ingredients that support the skin barrier. However, you must be aware of its honest limitations. Because it isn't packed with aggressive long-wear chemicals, its coverage is more medium than total camouflage, and it does come with a higher price point. It also won't stay perfectly immovable for 16 hours. You might need a light touch-up or a gentle setting powder. But the trade-off is a skin barrier that feels hydrated and calm at the end of the day, rather than stripped and stinging. This is about choosing control over your skin's health without giving up your desire to look your best. RMS Beauty Uncover Up Concealer. If your skin has reached a point where it seems to react to everything, the RMS Beauty Uncover Up Concealer is the simplified solution you've been looking for. This product is famous for its exceptionally short ingredient list, which is a massive benefit for postmenopausal skin that has become fussy or highly sensitive. By stripping away the unnecessary fillers, synthetic fragrances, and complex preservative systems, RMS has created a product that provides relief and peace of mind. It's a cream-based formula that melts into the skin, providing a natural, dewy finish that actually mimics the look of healthy, youthful skin rather than trying to paint over it. This is the ultimate control product for your routine. Because it lacks the harsh stabilizers of legacy brands, it feels much safer to use daily, even on the most delicate areas. You can feel the difference in how your skin behaves after a week of switching to a cleaner, simpler formula like this one. That said, there are limitations you need to know. The creamy coconut oil-based texture is not ideal if you still have very oily skin or if you live in an extremely humid climate without using a setting powder. It also has a shorter shelf life than the chemical-laden drugstore brands because it doesn't use those aggressive preservatives. You are trading chemical immortality for a fresh, skin-compatible product. And for most women over 40, that is a trade well worth making. Ilia Pure Concealer. For those who have suffered through repeated mystery rashes or chronic under-eye redness, Ilia Pure Concealer offers a mineral-based alternative that removes almost every common irritant from the equation. This is a powder-to-cream mineral concealer that contains no preservatives, no fragrances, and no synthetic dyes. It is designed for the most highly reactive or allergy-prone users who have been burned, sometimes literally, by the big legacy brands. When you switch to a mineral-based philosophy, you are eliminating the chemical soup that causes so much distress to aging skin. It offers a level of protection and calm that you simply won't find in a liquid tube at the drugstore. The sense of control you regain when using a product with only a handful of recognizable ingredients is profound. You no longer have to wonder which of the 50 ingredients in your concealer is making your eyes itch. However, this product requires a slight change in how you apply your makeup. It isn't as inherently hydrating as a liquid serum concealer, so it requires you to have a well-moisturized base. It also takes a bit more effort to blend into a seamless finish compared to the silicone-heavy formulas you might be used to. But for the peace of mind of knowing you aren't dousing your skin in daily toxins, these small adjustments in application are a minor price to pay for the long-term safety and comfort of your face. What to do with this information now? The realization that your trusted daily products might be failing you is uncomfortable, but it is also the first step toward reclaiming control over your skin's health. You don't have to be a victim of outdated formulations or marketing that ignores your current reality. Start today by looking at your current concealer with a critical eye. If it makes your skin feel tight, if it stings upon application, or if you've noticed your under-eye texture getting worse regardless of how much anti-aging cream you use, it is time to stop. You are not just getting old. You are likely being irritated by products that were never meant for the delicate, changing skin you have now. Take a moment to simplify. Phase out the long wear, heavily fragranced, and full mask concealers that dominate the drugstore and high-end counters. Replace them with formulas that prioritize barrier health and ingredient transparency. Your skin has different needs now than it did 20 years ago, and your makeup bag should reflect that maturity and wisdom. You have the power to protect your skin from further stress and to choose products that actually support your vitality. This isn't about perfection, it's about making a conscious choice to stop the cycle of daily irritation and start a routine that feels like relief. Watch another video on our channel to learn more about how to audit your entire beauty routine for safety and efficacy. Subscribe to stay informed and empowered. Stay safe and protect your skin.